last meeting minutes? Thanks, Jared.
Jan,
Yeah.
can you make a second on approving the last meeting minutes, please?
Yes.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we are gonna skip B and go to item C, and we'll come back to B, but we're gonna go for discussion possible action since the county is here and to get that taken care of and close out their meeting. We're gonna do the Lincoln County Fair and Rec Board would like to, discuss the advertising campaign from Billy Enzar from the NBC News 3.
Okay, and then the Lincoln County Fair and Rec Board will move to item 4, discussion with Caliente Room Tax to determine the need, scope, and budget for a joint advertising project. Seem legal?
That's you.
Oh, how much you guys want to give us? Okay, so I think I've explained this to, I guess I haven't to you. So, okay, so we've had, Billy from Etzner from NBC's come and asked us to do an advertising project in the county. He's talked about doing it. It was at fair time at one point, but we've already passed that. But he was talking about doing a lot of footage during the fair, but.
Part of it was, remember he was talking about, what was that, road tripping?
Yeah, road trip.
Just sit in that chair and get comfortable, Robin.
Okay, they talked about road tripping, which meant that they were gonna go to each town in the county, figure out what was to do in that particular town and advertise for it. And so that was one thing he talked about. He talked about finding what dollar amount everybody wanted to spend, and then they could go further on what to do at that point. He also, remember when Susan said that, why advertise if you're already full, like Labor Day, Memorial Day? So that was finding out when the busy times are and finding out where the down times are, and you wanted to advertise the down times. That kind of stuff. Also for your, what was your name again? LCAT is here. She says that there is a grant that we may be able to do, so you could actually double your money because it's a match grant. So that's another thing to consider on, okay, like if Caliente comes with some, Lincoln comes with some, get the grant for the other, and then you're actually getting more bang for your buck.
The other thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, that they discussed is that, like, if Lincoln County and Caliente pay the same amount of money, it's not fair that Caliente gets the same amount of advertising. They should get a little bit more because they're paying more. Does that make sense? Like, whatever district is paying should get their money's worth of advertising, right?
Yeah, we did talk about if, we talked about everybody getting a little piece of the pie, but if Caliente does come in with half of the money, then they will be getting, like half of a full ad instead of, and we'll have to split the rest of the county throughout the rest of the ad. That's the way I understood it too.
But it's really finding out the dollar amount so that he can go further that say, okay, for that dollar amount, you can do
This
such
is what
and
we
such.
can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that was the hardest thing is the boards kept saying, well, what can you do? And he's like, well, until I know the dollar amount, I can't tell you what I can do.
Right.
One other thing that we had discussed with him too is like, what do we want to advertise for? I mean, you want to, you guys with the mountain bike thing, do we want to do races? And that's where the fair had come in because the timing, he was wanting to really put a lot of scope on the fair. But, I mean, we're probably going to want to do some like races and a lot of outdoor activity stuff as far as the county's concerned.
My opinion is that those big events already are bringing in a ton of people. We should advertise for the in-betweens, getting people here consistently doing the normal day-to-day stuff. Those other events are totally advertised. They're full. Everyone's full.
And that's why you should be focused on what we have to offer.
Exactly.
The mountain bike trails,
Yes.
the state
Yeah.
parks.
Yes.
What I was getting at with bicycling, because you can do it, 7 days a week if you can advertise the trails. And
The
probably the
OHV trail
outdoor
system,
recreation. with
because
the-
people will come, I mean, I get tons of people that just, and so does Nolan, gets tons of people that just wanna ride the OHV trails by themselves, not during a race.
Mhm.
So that's what I think we should be showcasing, not our events.
And I agree with that, because if we wanted to do events, we'd want the people that were putting on the events to
To
forward some
showcase
money
it,
anyway,
yes,
so.
exactly,
No, I totally agree, but just what we have to offer in each location.
right.
And that's what he said. He talked about spending a day in each town to talk to the people there. Okay, what is there to do?
Yeah, and what do you want me
What,
to
yeah.
showcase?
Where can you stay in that particular town? What is there to do in that particular town? So then you could put together a full picture of the county.
Right, so we've got to just determine a dollar amount today. So has the county come up with a dollar amount so that Caliente has any idea of where to start?
No, because they're bad as you, because
Yeah.
they kept saying, well, what are
Well,
they gonna
let's-
put in?
Let's start with this LCAT grant. Is somebody here from LCAT?
Yes, Cheryl.
Cheryl.
So there's Nevada Department of Tourism, INCOG grants
Okay.
that are available that typically have about a 50% match.
Right.
So to me, if you were to come in with, just pick a figure, possibly it could be doubled.
Right.
We watch our timelines. I don't, we saw this yesterday when it came out, and our meeting was yesterday, so we really couldn't even talk about it. I do also have a question, is who is it that's going to decide what is actually, is Channel 3 going to decide what they're going to advertise? Or is there going to be a committee of people that's going to say, this is what we want to advertise, this is going to be.
He made it sound like it was up to us, that we had that voice.
Yeah, he made it sound like, once you decided on the dollar amount, and then he would put you with another person that then worked with the groups, whoever you wanted on it, to determine what you wanted.
Yeah,
It
they would,
wasn't just them deciding stuff.
The challenge would be.
Who are those
you
people?
have to have the dollar
Yeah,
amount that you need.
yeah,
So it's kind of a catch-22.
yes.
so what he wants right now is to come with a dollar amount that he can work with. Then they want to come and do a bunch of shooting, and then what, we can see the footage and they can edit it to how we want to do it.
Mhm.
But the main thing right now is they want to see what they're working with, and even if it's feasible, you know, I mean, we may come back with a dollar amount and they tell us something, we may say, hey, this is all for naught.
Yeah,
So Robin, what do we have right now available in our budget?
it's right here.
Oh, listen,
Yeah, they
If you look at the advertising part of the budget, it's the last page there, it was, we have a budget of 13.2. You already gave LCAT 6,500, so in that particular budget, you only have 6,700 left. There is money in the regular room tax fund to, if you wanted to do more, but coming out of, per se, the advertising, the 1% for advertising, you only have 6,700 left.
where's the regular room tax? Oh,
On the
108.
top, the 108.
Okay. So, Connie and Pam, how would you guys, and Susan, how would you guys feel about, going with like, use the 6 out of the rest out of the tourism and events? Is that what you're looking at, as tourism and events?
No, oh, yeah.
The third one down.
Okay, so use the 6 that's left in there and then, match it with another 6 out of the total budget, the 108, and make a $12,000 commitment?
And
Connie
then
and
on-
Pam?
Yeah.
That would be fine with me. Is there a figure that Caliente is suggesting?
I'm just giving that to
was
them
the
to see if
first
they'll
number
match it.
thrown out.
In my mind, I was thinking right around that $10,000 mark, so
Range.
we're close.
So we could do 10 as well then, if you guys are,
If we went to them with 20 grand and just let them work up what they can.
Do,
and if LCAT could come back with another 22, then there's 40 grand.
Yep,
potentially.
Potentially, but 20 to start
that's a good start.
with a possible another 20.
Yes, yes, we get that, yeah.
Question on the LCAT, is that gonna be a one-time for this 1 year, or gonna be recurring?
For LCAT, I think it's
All based on grants.
Every year, yeah, oh.
But this may not be something we wanna do reoccurring, maybe we're like, that was a waste of our
Waste
money,
of money, yeah.
you know? But, and, yeah,
In
so.
theory, we could.
Yeah.
Make it.
And remind me, did he say at the meeting, was there a, because there was an upfront cost as well for them to put the ads together, but then the recurring cost later on was less? I can't remember. if he said that.
It was just depending on how we advertised. Were we doing commercials and what time slots of commercials? Because some time slots were more expensive than others. So it was just a matter of how we were advertising at what time, at all of those things, and each one had a dollar value, so.
Have you price shopped with 13 and 8?
Nobody's price shopped.
We gotta, the number one thing was to figure out what we're pricing, where our
Yeah.
price is.
Yeah, what
I
our
mean,
budget
that's a good
is.
idea. I mean, we could always talk about price shopping. This guy came to us, so, apparently he's, you know, he's attracted to this area, and when he approached me with the idea that we're getting a deal, you know, but they need to see what kind of money that we would throw out there. But yes, I totally agree, price shopping, keep people honest, so.
Now, would you consider, if he'll do it, is tell him the dollar amount, have him come out, do a presentation of what you could get for that dollar amount. Then at that point, what you knew you could get, you could then go to other places and say, this is what we can get. What are you?
That should be done before it goes final to city council, so they can just make a decision.
Yeah,
Inevitably,
yes.
that's who it comes down to.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so do you guys need to take action first and then us second?
I'm curious, Dylan, do we wanna, cause what I'm thinking for action is that we're gonna wanna take 6 out of the, tourism and events and then 4 out of the main budget. But do we even wanna go there yet?
I don't want to go there. I think right now you say this is our proposed amount that we want to look at. Let's present this as the number 10, and then if we do it, we're like, oh, then we get it there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Take action as to where.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so we need a motion on the proposed amount of 10,000 or whatever. Do you wanna make a motion for the fair?
You do the, oh yeah, I'll make a motion for the Lincoln County Fair and Tax Board for $10,000 for a proposed amount.
Okay, will anybody on the phone second it?
Connie or Pam?
Connie or Pam?
I'll second it.
Okay, Connie seconded it, so we got a motion and a second for $10,000 to move forward with this budget request for the advertising. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Okay, so
I'm gonna-
then,
You want me to finish my meeting out real quick?
Yep.
Okay. Is that good or, okay. Okay, is there any other public comment from the Lincoln County Fair and Rec Board?
I would say the one other thing that you guys need to do is, either way, you want to go forward and see what he can do for that amount. But do you want Cheryl to go ahead and start looking at that and seeing what has to be done and what not?
Yes, please,
yeah.
for
with a
20,
Proposed $20,000 budget, yeah. Barring Caliani's,
in case if they don't.
yeah.
'Cause Susan, she changed her mind fast. Okay, any other public comment? All right, we'll adjourn.
All right, so still on the Caliente Room Tax Board. Jan, I hope you're still with us. So
I am.
the proposed amount is for us to match the county at $10,000 for the advertising. And it's just proposed at this point. So between Nolan and Jan, do we have a motion or do we have any comments on that amount?
I'd go ahead and just make the motion that we match the $10,000 proposed. So we can look into it.
Okay, Jan, do you second that?
Yeah, I heard it. You guys are saying about 10,000?
Right, from the city of Caliente as well
okay.
as Lincoln County.
Okay.
Do you make a motion to second it?
Yes, I can second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. All right, thank you so much. So now I'll bounce back up to item B for possible action discussion for the Caliente Room Tax Board is approved, deny the request from the VFW for the donation of $1,500 for wreaths across America. So you can stay or leave.
Evening.
Hello.
How we doing?
For the record, my name is Jack Horner, live at 640 Dixon Street in Caliente. I'm the past commander, and right now I'm the quartermaster of Post 7114 in Caliente. The reason I'm here is we are sponsoring Wreaths Across America this year for the Veterans Cemetery and the City Cemetery. I have 222 veterans plots that we are going to put wreaths on. The VFW has already bought 300 wreaths at the price of $15 a wreath. We want to see if the city would like to sponsor up to $1,500 to purchase a wreath. We have the school involved. They will be helping us put the wreath on all the veterans' graves just before the holidays on December 18th at 1100 hours.
Okay.
And you have brochures in front of you.
Right.
Explains the Wreaths Across America.
Jack, have you gone to businesses at all and asked for donations, or
I'm sorry?
have you gone to businesses at all and asked for donations?
Yes, I got the flyers around. We will have a veterans celebration tomorrow at the VFW. And I'm soliciting, as the flyer shows on front, for people to come on Fridays and Saturdays if you'd like to sponsor a wreath at $15 a pop.
Because the room tax board is for tourism, so my question is, does this bring in any other people from out of Lincoln County to come in and participate?
I've already been told that, yes, the family members that are originally from here are coming into town to help with the placing of the wreath.
Okay.
And this is nationwide, including Puerto Rico and Europe, that we are placing wreaths on all the veterans' graves.
Would have potential to bring in people spending their money in town.
Yeah, if it's gonna bring people in. Jan, do you have any questions for him?
If someone could just, what's the agenda item? I'm sorry, I don't have an agenda with me.
So the VFW is requesting $1,500 for wreaths across America, placing wreaths in the cemetery, the Veteran Cemetery and the City of Caliente, both.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, do we have anybody that wants to ask any more questions, or do we have a motion to approve his request?
Well, I don't have a hard time giving you a shot at it, because we are just an advisory board. Inevitably, it does come down to city council, so that is, yeah, I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve the 1,500 for the wreaths. And is there a specific time on the 18th that you're hanging them, or is it gonna be like a ceremony, or?
Sorry?
Is there gonna be like a ceremony on the 18th when you actually hang the wreaths?
Yes.
So that'll actually be sent out to
Color
people?
guards are gonna be playing at the taps. When I have the school children place a wreath on the headstone, they will read out the veteran's name.
Okay.
So yes.
So yeah, sorry, I added a question into a motion, so but we'll go ahead and finish that motion and move to approve it.
Jan, do you want to second Nolan's motion?
Dan,
What?
would you like to second Nolan's motion?
I can second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we will finish with public comment. Is there any public comment before we end our meeting? All right, meeting adjourned. Very official with the
I need
gavel.
to-
Yeah,
I
you need
to
one.
know how to use it.
Do you,
Dylan wants to throw it at me.
do you see why I complain so much about the
Jan.
county room tax meetings? Because they last
Thank
for
you so much.
800 years.
Yes, thanks for getting me on the phone, you guys. I appreciate that.
No problem. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
So this one you have to end for all. This one you can do up there.